Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Gentleman by PSY. And we're going to start on an E minor chord, and we'll talk in a minute about where we're going to move it for key. But the way you play E minor, first finger is going to go on the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from E minor, we're going to be doing the E minor 3 times. It's kind of 4-bar phrases. And then we're going to be going to an A major chord. And the way you play A major, first finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret, second finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret, and third finger is going to go to the B string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And for the most part, we've got that one chord progression through almost the entire song of E minor, E minor, E minor, A, E minor, E minor, E minor, A. We'll talk about where we're going to move it around for key in just a minute. But one thing that I like to add to a song like this to make it more interesting is a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the E minor and just tried that a lot, you have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we try that through our verse chorus progression. We have E minor, down, up, down, E minor, down. Feel of this tune at the very beginning, it almost would sound really good to kind of do a down up and then kind of kill the strings and do another up and kill it and do another up and kill it and then do another up and then kind of start over again too, almost like a disco thing where you'd have down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, up, up. Or if you want to make it really interesting, you can kind of do the bass on the low E string and then do the ups. So bass, up, 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 bass, bass, up. So if you tried that through your pattern, you have bass, up, 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 bass, up, bass, up, and then when you get to your A, you have the A string for your bass, but you could follow that same pattern. So that might be kind of cool to kind of try and simulate the kind of the feel that way. But there's some really cool licks that kind of come in around that, and one of them is kind of a disco lick where you'd have low open E and then go to 2nd fret on the D string, and we end up doing that a lot at the intro. And if you want to make that slightly more interesting, you can kind of take your right hand and take the side of it and kind of put it down on the saddle and almost get a muted quality out of the strings that way, which could be kind of an interesting thing to try on that lick. And then there's some really, really melodic keyboard parts that come in where you would start 2nd fret on the D string for the first part of this lick, and then we kind of play that some more. So we got 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then we go 2, 1, 0 as kind of a pull off on the D string. So we got 2, 1, 0, 2, pull off the first finger, pull off the open. So I'm kind of playing 2, thinking straight down to get the sound to carry, and then kind of pulling down to my first finger to kind of do the same thing to the open string. So you got 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 0. And then when you kind of come back to the 2 and do a really similar lick, but then we go to 3rd fret on the D string, and then we do 2nd fret on the D string and do a hammer on the 3rd, back to 2nd, and then open pull off. So this is kind of crazy. I'm doing this as a hammer on, pull off, pull off. So I'm going 2nd finger, hammering on the 3, kind of putting down enough pressure to get the sound to carry, pulling off the 2, and then pulling that off the string to get that's kind of a sound, that 2, 3, 2, 0. And then you kind of come back and do the 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 0 the 3rd time. And then there's this really cool lick where you play 2nd on the D, and then we go 4th fret on the A, and we play that 3 times. And then we go 3rd on the A, and then 4th on the A, and then open D, and then 1st fret on the D, and then 2nd fret on the D. And then what I like to do right after that, there's some cool parts where you're coming in with the keyboard and going 3rd fret on the B string and kind of sliding that to 5. It's kind of a tag to that, so you kind of press in enough on 3 to kind of get the sound to carry to 5. So you got 2, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, together you got 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 1 0 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 3 2 3 2 0 2 4 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 1 0, and then 2 4 4 4 3 4 0 1 2 slide. Could be kind of a cool lick to kind of add in. And then later on that lick actually gets shifted by octave, which means instead of starting on the D string E note, that we're starting on with the 2 on the D string, you start doing that from the 5th fret on the B string, or at least this is where I kind of like it. You could do it from open E, but this way we can kind of get some cool little licks going on that more match the recording. So you start on the 5th on the B string, kind of like you did on the 2nd on the D for the E note. So you're going E, 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 and then instead of doing the 2 1 0 pull off, you could do a 3 5 or 5th fret to 4th fret to 3rd fret pull off with 3 2 and 1 of your fingers. So it's kind of a double pull off lick. And then we go back to the 5 again, but then you could go to 6 on the B, and then do the 5 6 5 3 as a hammer on pull off. So this is kind of crazy. I'm playing 5 on the B string, pinky hammer onto the B string 6, and back to 5, and then pulling off to 3. 5 6 5 3. So you got 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 4 3 5 5 5 5 5 5 6 5 6 3 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 4 3, and then you kind of come back 5, and then go to 2nd on the B, and then 1 2 3 4 5 is kind of a chromatic thing at the end. So we're kind of taking those licks we were doing on the D second. Now they're working around the B string 5th fret, which is kind of cool. Now another thing I might want to think about adding to the tune too is working a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, a lot of times if you're divided into 2 parts, that's called an 8th note. But if you divide it into 4 parts, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, that's something called a 16th note. And actually one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up, which you can get to work with this song, but you have to go really fast. But what I mean by that is like if you take the E minor and do it down for 4, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, that's what you do on the first beat. And on the second beat, you're going down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going down, down, up, 1 2 3 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on beat 3, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1 2 3 4. So you got down, up, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, down, up, so all together you got long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our chord progression. We have E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, A down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. But one other weird thing is to play along with the recording. Instead of starting on an E minor chord, PSY is actually starting on an F minor chord. So what you want to do to play along with the recording is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 1st fret, then now your E minor is really an F minor, and your A major is really a B flat major. So we try that all the different ways we talked about. We have E minor with the down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, A down, down, up, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, A down, down, up, or you could try it with the kind of that down up with the kill it thing. We got down, up, or you could try adding in the basses where you have bass. Or you could try with the 16th note strum pattern we were talking about. We got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And sometimes it can be kind of cool to add in bass basses with that pattern too. And one of my favorite ways to do it is a bass, bass, down, down, up, up, bass, down, up, down, up. So if you tried that with the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass, and you'd be going bass, bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, up, down, low E bass, bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, up, down, low E bass, bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, up, down, A with an A bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, minor bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, minor bass, bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, up, down, minor low E bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, A with an A bass. That can sound really cool with muting too. So if you took the flat of your right hand, you can kind of get that same kind of feel that way. If you wanted to kind of use that for some sneaky parts. And then we got all our really cool licks that kind of work with the D string second licks, where we got we could kind of work off those B string licks where we got the 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So that would be another option too. But that's the basics of how you could strum along with Gentleman by PSY. So good luck!